he said, begging the person who is sitting on couch, crossed leg, watching Minhyun beg. He is watching him with no emotion in his eyes. He was about to speak when he heard another voice. She came from restaurant where she worked. She stopped as soon as she saw there is a lot of suited men with guns in their hands. She got scared. She came back from work. She saw her husband was kneeling in front of a man. Her husband was looking scared, which was a rare sight for her. Her eyes went towards the man who was sitting on couch. But as soon as her eyes fell on that person, she gasped. Jungkook, the heartless mafia. He was sitting in front of her. She heard about him from many people, about how heartless he is, and in news. She gets scared by just hearing his name, but now he is sitting in front of her. But soon, two men came towards her and hold her and make her kneel down in front of Jungkook. He asked to Minhyun, who looked at Ryan and then Jungkook, and said with trembling lips, He said, smirking, and looked at Ryan and then again at Minhyun and said, Okay, where were we? Sir, just give me little more time. I'll give your all money back. Okay then, you have 5 minutes. Give my money back. See, you can't. That's why you were trying to run, he said, making Minhyun's eyes widen. But don't worry, I have a deal for you, he said, looking at Minhyun, who looked up with hope in his eyes, waiting for Jungkook to speak further. He said, looking at Minhyun, making Wan scared even more. She started to shake her head, telling him not to listen to Jungkook, while her tears kept flowing. Minhyun looked at Ryan and then at Jungkook, but didn't speak anything. He said, making Ryan's eyes widen. She never thought that her husband can sell her to a heartless mafia, but Jungkook spoke again, gaining their attention. Okay then, she is mine from now on, and I'll spare your life, he said, making Minhyun smile, but his smile faded when Jungkook said, If I were in your place, I would have never do that. And you are so stupid to think that I will let you free. I'll just not kill you now, he said, and his men started to drag Minhyun with them, while Minhyun kept shouting. He looked at Ryan, who was looking down. He sighed. I have to ask you a lot of questions, so you are coming with us, he said, and she nodded slightly, still looking down, and started to walk with them like a lifeless body. Jungkook entered in the living room with Ryan following him. Jungkook called the maid and told her to take Ryan to guest room. She nodded and left with Ryan. On the other hand, Jimin and Taeyong were standing there. Jimin was asking Jungkook who is she, and Taeyong was just watching her silently. Hyung, I will tell you later, he said, and looked at Taeyong and sat beside them and started to talk about random stuff. What I have done to deserve this? Why I have to go through this? First my brother left me, then my parents abused me, and husband. Now this heartless mafia? I don't know what he's gonna do with me. Please God, help me to get out of this situation, she said, crying and hoping that he will not do anything bad to her. She is missing her brother, their happy moments when they were little. She smiled, remembering their happy moments, and slept while hoping that she will be fine, and will soon everything will be fine. Next day, she woke up when a maid knocked on her room's door and came inside with the breakfast. Maid told her to do breakfast and then she left, but wine was not eating. What if they make something in it? This thought came in her mind. She was sitting at the edge of bed, thinking about something. She was in her deep thoughts, but she came back when her room's door again knocked. She stood up and said, "Come in," with a little fear in her eyes. He said, as he and Taeyong came in room and saw her getting scared, so he again said, and smiled sweetly. Now Ryan's fear was going away because the looks friendly. To be honest, I also don't know. When he will ask you questions, then maybe he will tell us, but still he didn't told us anything. But one thing is sure, he won't hurt you, so don't be scared, okay? Ryan just nodded slightly, and then Jimin started to talk to her randomly. Ryan was feeling somehow safe with them. Hyung was not talking much, but thinking about something. He asked and Ryan nodded. He asked and Ryan's face saddened, but didn't speak anything, just looked down. So Jimin said, after spending a little more time, they both left. Ryan was feeling a little better now, but after a while her room's door knocked and then someone came inside, and that was Jungkook. Ryan gets scared badly and started to tremble. Why he is here? What he is gonna do? These thoughts came in her mind. Why you are scared? I'm not gonna do anything. Just answer my questions and then I will leave. He said and Ryan nodded. He said and left, and Ryan was shocked. This was the question he wanted to ask. But why? Why he wanted to ask these questions? Is he up to something? What if he really find my brother? He was not behaving like I heard. Maybe he is just heartless to bad people. And what about Minhyun? Where is he? Or why I'm thinking about him? He was not a good husband. When I will find my brother, then I'll be fine. No one can hurt me then. Oppa, I miss you. I hope we will meet soon. For now, let's sleep. Good night, world. Next day, she woke up early and took shower and did her morning routine. Slowly opened the door and saw maid was standing there already. Ryan followed her to go to dining room. She was amazed how big and beautiful decorated is this mansion. He said as soon as he saw her coming. Ryan smiled a little and said, she said and sat beside Jimin, and everyone started to do their breakfast. After doing his breakfast, Jungkook said, and Taeyong nodded and Jungkook left from there. During their breakfast, Jimin left with wine, and now Taeyong and Jungkook is sitting in living room. Actually, Hyung, one day I was just coming home when I saw Wayan. She looked like older version of your sister. But then I thought she must be your sister's look-alike. But when I went to Minhyun's house, she was there, his wife. I collected information about her and I asked her about it too. She have a brother whom she loved when she was 11 years old. First, she was not ready to tell me, but then she told me everything, and I found out that she is your sister, Kim Wayan. He wanted to say something, but words were not coming out. He was so happy. I promised you that I will find your sister. That's why I was still finding her, and I completed my promise now. He said and hugged him, and now Taeyong was waiting for Wayan impatiently. He wanted to say sorry. He was not there when she needed him the most. After coming back from shopping, she went to her room and started to think, when they will let her go. Are they planning to keep me here? But I don't want to live here. These were the thoughts running in her mind. He said after knocking on the door. She nodded and said yes. She asked and he nodded. When Jungkook will let me go? I answered all his questions. Can you please tell him to let me go now? I don't want to. He said, and after a while left from there. He wanted to tell her, but he didn't find courage. She said, but Jimin and Taeyong make her ready to go with them. She said, and Taeyong looked down and again at Wayan and took out a pendant from his pocket and said, This, my mother gave it to me, and you have same like this, because mother gave it to both of us when we were little. Taeyong started to talk about their happy moments when they were together and her favorites, everything to which she can believe it. Taeyong and Wayan's father were wealthy. Their uncle was jealous of their father because their uncle wanted to become the CEO of their company, but their grandfather made their father CEO. And one day after their grandfather's death, their uncle sent some people to kill all of them. But their mother sent Taeyong and Wayan out from back door and told them to run and not to look behind. Taeyong held Wayan's hand and started running. After running for hours, they were tired. Wayan was tired, she went unconscious. Taeyong panicked and went to call someone if anyone can help them. But when he came back with someone, Wayan was not there. He called her, but she was nowhere to be found. And then that someone asked Taeyong to come with him. He was Mr. Jung, Jungkook's father, a mafia. He said he will help him to find his sister. When I came back to conscious, I was in hospital. And they said someone found me unconscious and took me here. I asked them about you. They said you were not there. I was alone. They sent me to orphanage. I missed you so much. And then one day, a family adopted me. They said they will take good care of me. But no, they were lying. On the very second day, they start to behave like I'm their slave. I was young. They beat me on my little mistakes. It hurted very much. I always hoped that one day you will find me. Then I will be happy again. I'm sorry, Vayan. I was not there for you when you need me. I was living here with Jungkook. They treated me like their own son. And Jungkook is like a little brother to me. Now it feels awful that I was living a good life and my sister, she was living in hell. And then one day, they arranged my marriage with Minhan. I thought he will treat me good, but I was wrong. He always talked bad about me, and whenever he is angry, he take his anger out on me and beat me. I tried to run from them many times, but I was failed. I always thought that when I will find my brother, I will complain about them to you. She said and Taeyong hugged her. They both were crying in each other's arms. Taeyong was happy, sad, angry. But for now, he just wanted to take revenge who hurted his sister. Taeyong came in basement where Jungkook kept Minhyun and landed a hard punch on Minhyun's face and continued to punch him until Jungkook came and stopped him from punching. Yes, we will kill him, but not easily. He used wine to take out his anger. We will also use him to take our anger out. That's why. Don't kill him at once. Wine was very happy to be with them, and finally, her wish is completed to be happy again with her brother, and someone is looking at her with full of love in his eyes. She asked as she was blindfolded, and Jungkook was taking her somewhere without telling her. Jungkook and Wan are dating since 2 years. He said, but hold right, Wan kept asking where they are going. After a while, Jungkook stopped the car and held Wan's hand and take her out from car and said, he asked and Wan nodded, and he removed the blindfolded and Wan slowly opened her eyes. She sat and turned around to look at Jungkook and saw he was on his knees. He couldn't handle the torture and died after 1 year. And Man's adopted parents, before Taeyong can take revenge, they died in an accident.